violence shouldn't be used to gain rights, because like Dr. Martin King said that we must not seek to use our emergent freedom and our growing power to do the same thing to the white minority that has been done for us for so many centuries. So if we're using violence against them, then they're going to be still using violence, so that it's just going to be only violence and nothing will get done.
I disagree with Dorcas, and I'm pretty sure everyone else can, because if you don't use violence, then you're going to get yourself killed, and people are going to die. Because if you don't use violence, you walk around protesting, and there's no type of actions or anything being done, then you're going to get yourself killed, which is not smart. I'd rather die fighting someone than just die not doing anything for yourself. Consider it more impossible to do.
I agree with what Stephon is saying, because it's like the whites always thought they were inferior. The whites always thought they were inferior, so I felt like if blacks were to fight against them, that I feel like if blacks were to fight back, then the whites wouldn't treat them like they were nothing, because they'll notice that they were like actually trying to fight for what they want.
They thought that they were superior to us. And I think that because even Malcolm X says that historically revolutions are bloody. Oh yes, they are. They haven't never had a bloodless revolution or a non-violent revolution. So even if there was a revolution, like that was just causing people to die, that's not really solving anything.
Well, I think it is solving the problem, because if you just supposedly do stuff and you solve anything, there's a peace. Like you have war to stop something that's bothering the country or like bothering people around you. So if you have wars to solve something, there is something you can solve. You don't just have wars just because you feel like you want to fight something. You fight, and then after it's finished, you have the outcome, which is everyone's okay and everyone's safe afterwards.
I agree with Stephon. I just agree with Dorcas to an extent on what you said, because you also said that violence, like, I think you said that violence shouldn't be used like a lot, but it shouldn't be violence. So, like you said that, that Martin Luther King they said that every revolution is bloody or something. He said that people are just gonna die. I would like to say, quote Martin Luther King, he said in the video, and he said that lives, both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X said that lives will be lost in this fight to gain rights. And I would like to connect to William Golding of Lord of His Lies, but in the part of the book, he's talking about violence being used to survive.
Revelation, it says it right here in the evidence. Mr. Malcolm X's speech, revolutions overturn systems, revolutions destroy systems. A revolution is bloody, but America is in a unique position. He's basically saying like America can give us rights, or they're gonna, or us blacks will fight back and we will get our own rights.
Yes.
And also,
give them
what Caesar's trying to say that if you have a revolution, it can also change things. It can change how people's mindset is, and with the whole revolution, the revolutions can overturn systems and destroy them. If they have a revolution, that could mean that that blacks might have their rights if they win.
I think what Caesar said, because like he said that like the revolution, like it's going to be like different in the U.S., but like that's not the same thing, because like by protesting you're still fighting, but it's like instead of using violence, it's a different way of fighting. Like you're still fighting for your rights, but you're not using violence, and we don't need violence to always fight for something.
You never clarified that in your first thing. Your first words was violence is not needed. Violence is not needed. You never said what kind of violence. You never said protesting or boycotting or many other things, and you never said physical violence or unphysical violence.
I think like if they use the violence, that they'll get their point across, because I feel like if they didn't use the violence, they'll be like violence, I feel like the violence was just necessary at that time.
Excuse me, thank you. But wouldn't them using violence just make them the same as white people? You're trying to fight people you think have done wrong to you, but if you start going around killing every white person you see, that makes you just as bad as they are.
Yes,
It's not about revenge.
But that's how you guys are making it seem like you're saying fight back.
this is
It's
not
not-
about
it's not about-
revenge.
exactly, it's not
We're
about
trying to get our own rights. We're trying to get our rights.
Thank you.
But I invited back to they're sort of getting revenge now. That they're getting revenge for like the 100,000 years that they put in you guys as slavery and all that.
What's your tell on, what's your point? So what if, wait, time out, what's your point? So what if we're as bad as them at the end of the day, they've done more harm to us than we've done to them. So it's just getting exactly what you deserve. Like if you deserve something, you're not just born all of a sudden and like bad stuff happens to you. Like it's your own fault. Like the white people chose that instead of we're gonna be super lazy and not do our homework, so we're gonna get slaves and do all this bad stuff to people because their skin color is different. It's their fault. If anything bad happens to them, we're gonna say, oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not okay.
But I cannot blame every white person in the world. You're gonna blame a real white girl who was raised to think this way. You're gonna blame her?
I'm gonna fight our parents.
It's just this consistent system of racism.
But what about the white abolitionists that were also fighting to end slavery?
Well, we love them and we support them as much as the next white abolitionists. I'm speaking about that 1% that enslaved us, ate all our food when we wanted to, we wanted some food, drank all our juice when we wanted some juice, slept in our beds when we wanted to sleep in, but we had beds, but there were beds we didn't. All of those stuff. I'm talking about them. I was obviously if you're white and you're doing good for us, I appreciate you. But if you're doing opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to the
So speak. You're just saying nothing. You're being mad.
I think mine should be used to gain rights because every time we don't use violence, we end up once or violence ourselves. Just like Dr. King, if he was not violent, then he ended up getting killed by a white person. Violence against him.
Thank you.
But you're talking about the next blood, it's all African blooded people killed him. So what are you trying to say?
But that's because they were corrupt by the white man.
You guys are making it seem like all the whites are evil. It's not like they're all.
But it's that majority that's
It's only 1%.
It's not 1%. It's the entire South.
Alright, exactly. Alright,
It's not the entire
It's the whole South ruled by the system of racism against black people.
But there are poor whites in the South that didn't own slaves.
Alright, how about this? Let's just end this argument. Whoever was against black people, we're talking about them. Then obviously we're not talking about people who did good. Like the good and bad are completely two different things. So obviously we're not talking about the people who did good. I'm not gonna be like, oh yo, since you're white and you're helping me, I'm not gonna make you help me. Obviously you don't support the other white people who do stuff bad. Stuff bad. So
Yes, it's bad.